You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. Here's what we're going to do. I think to make things easier, we're just going to skip the calls that we skipped. I think we're past it. It is what it is. So, Seth, Nico, Rico, Mike Hebring, Carson Caldwell, Daniel from California, Randy from Minnesota, Dakota That Nerd. You guys probably called about stuff that's still relevant. Sorry. If you wouldn't mind calling back in, that'd be great. I just don't want to go backwards into, I'm looking for this in the preseason game that already happened. You know what I mean? And I don't want to go back and listen to all of them to see if they're still... So just call it back in, all right, if you want to, and I apologize. But with that being said, we do still have just about enough calls for a show, so we're going to do a show. Dirk Flernit. So why don't we get started with AA Ron from Eau Claire? Make sure everything's set up properly. Appears to be. Bing, bang, boom. AA Ron, what's going on?
Ryan, it's AA Ron from Eau Claire.
Sure is.
Been a while since I've called.
What's up, Mike?
But I wanted to check and see if you remembered the time that Matt LaFleur talked in a press conference. This was probably in his second or third year being Packers head coach. And there was some kind of, I don't know what it was, maybe lack of energy on the field or something like that.
Sure.
And in his press conference, he said, it's a disturbing trend. And I've never forgotten that phrase for some reason. It stuck with me. But watching the game against the Jets, I think the term disturbing trend would be a good one because, just a lot of the same sort of stupid mistakes that they've been experiencing the last year, maybe 2 years, seem to be happening still. And I don't know what it is. What stuck out to me was, when Justin Fields is out there, really his passes, when I was watching the highlights and kind of slowing down the film, a lot of it was he waits to see who's open. Some receiver or tight end sits down in the intermediate area of the field, and he just dumps it off to him, and 10-yard gain. And for whatever reason, the Packers offense couldn't get those little short to intermediate, just gimme throws. And I don't know if that's timing or if that's, again, the drops were probably the biggest problem. But I don't know. So a disturbing trend would be what I would say. I hope that it's just a preseason, knocking off the rust kind of thing. All right, but I'm out.
I don't think this is the quote you're talking about. I'm trying to just really quickly, as you're speaking, find it. There was so here's an article from Heavy.com. It's usually garbage over at Heavy, but this is based on quotes from Matt LaFleur. It says, Matt LaFleur makes strong statement on quote-unquote disturbing Packers effort. Said, we got to do a better job of bringing more juice, bringing a toughness mindset to game day, especially when we're at home, LaFleur told reporters on Sunday's postgame. I don't know what it is about the last couple of games here at Lambeau, but it certainly hasn't been our best, and we've got to do better. Goes on to talk about some of the issues. Even winning 1 out of 2, Packers have not been impressive at Lambeau in the month of November. They've twice now seen their offense fall flat in key moments over the past 2 home games. Goes on to say the flatness hasn't been limited to offense. The defense conceded 226 all-purpose yards, blah, blah, blah. All of it begs the question, what has left the Packers playing so devoid of effort and emotion on their home field these past few games? Quote, well, if I knew, it wouldn't be a problem, right? I hate that quote so much. That one definitely sticks out in my mind. He says that all the time. He goes on to say, so I've got to do some investigating, obviously, and look at myself first, but that wasn't good enough. There's no doubt about it in terms of energy, the passion. We're playing football. These guys are playing a kid's game, getting paid for it, man. It's disturbing to me, and again, it starts with myself and our staff. So he did use disturbing, and it was in the context of a lack of energy. I don't know if that's... what year was this? This is 2022, so yeah, this might be it. Here's what I would say. I don't want to dismiss this, and I know I've been pretty flippant about it in terms of my frustration with the comments in general is I don't know if this is a Packers trend. I mean, it's hard to call it a Matt LaFleur thing because we know that these things happen with Mike McCarthy, right? How many times did we go to the playoffs and then fall flat and fall short of winning a Super Bowl? This is not specifically a Matt LaFleur issue. We saw this in the 90s. How many good Packers teams went to the playoffs and fell flat? I'm guessing if you were to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, if you were to talk to the Texans, even going back to when they had Deshaun Watson playing at a high level, if you go and talk to Buffalo, ask them if there is a trend of the team just not showing up in big games. I have a suspicion that all of them are going to say, yes, it's a serious problem. Now, I don't know exactly how to quantify it. I don't know if it's more of a thing for the Packers or not. We've all obviously seen it. But every team plays like crap once in a while. So the question is, do the Packers have some kind of an epidemic going on? More importantly, we should not be asking this question week 1 of the preseason. I understand, so I don't care if it's preseason. You should. We went through all that data for a reason. There's a reason none of this translates. And one of the biggest things, especially when you're talking about like can't cover the middle of the field, Jeff Hafley is not calling the defense he would be calling on week 1. He's not calling the plays that he would be calling on week 1. Does that mean that the middle of the field is going to be great? Not necessarily, no. It just means I can't tell you whether or not that's actually a problem or if it's not. Now, what I can tell you, I saw Boss posted a clip on social media of Isaiah Simmons just, I mean, it looked like a game glitch. I mean, looked like he was covering the running back. Like it was a run, and then when it was a pass, he just started drifting down the field. Like he was going to run out of the end zone. I don't know where he was going. He thought he was a safety. He just started booking it. He ran into one of his own guys and just started like stumbling around. Like, what? Where are you going and what are you doing right now? I don't understand. And of course, where he was standing and then fled the area. Like there's like this panic when it's play action. Like, we got to go deep. It's like, we got guys deep, dude. They're called safeties. You need to cover the middle of the field. But maybe that's why Isaiah Simmons can't find a home, despite being an athletic freak. I'm just hypothesizing here. As far as a lack of energy, again, the way that I would think about it is that every team is at a different level. If you watch these guys practice, I even made a comment about how useless the practice looks because, you know, they're trying to do so much in this short period of time. It's probably why coaches are pissed at the players' union being like, no, you can only do this much. It's like, we can't do anything, dude. But they rush them out there. They do a little bit of team stuff, and they're like, all right, go run to your position coach. And the defensive line will line up, and they go through this drill that the defensive line coach has been setting up. And it's like you go into the pads, and you grab it, and you look to the side, and then you shed it, and you go off, and then you just walk and stand in the back of the line. Maybe you do it a second time. The point is the level of intensity that is required, the gap between practicing against a frickin' standing pad, practicing against coaches in coverage, and even practicing against your own team, who are also not bringing full intensity because they're not up to speed. There's a level of like, you forgot how intense game speed and game intensity is. And in the preseason, especially the first week of preseason, you're going to have teams that are a little bit more revved up and probably have been more physical in camp than the other team. And so, first of all, it's kind of a question of how do you respond. Now there's kind of a shock to the system. Holy crap, we got punched in the mouth. Like, I forgot that, this is much more intense. I thought I was doing good. A parallel would be, again, I've been taking some martial arts classes. And you do sparring once in a while, and sometimes you feel like you're doing good even against the more veteran guys. Like, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Well, once in a while, you mouth off a little bit too much, and they let you know that you are not getting the hang of this. And they've actually been holding back, and it is a unbelievably overwhelming, holy crap, this is hard. I'm not prepared for this. I don't know what to do, and your whole body and your brain shuts down. And it's discouraging, and it's upsetting, and you're frustrated, and you're tired, and you're in pain, and there's all these things going on. I think the Packers have been playing at 50% speed. They're going through the motions. They're working on fundamentals and technique, which is fine. That's what this is. That's what camp is for. It's not, you don't need to be going 100 miles an hour because you're not working on fundamentals. You're getting sloppy if you're running as fast as you can and hitting as hard as you can. This is the time to slow down. We need to make sure pad level is correct. We need to make sure your foot placement is correct. We need to make sure you're standing in the right part of the field and reacting properly. And so when you go from that to game speed, where you have to go to psycho speed, yeah, you get punched in the mouth a little bit, and they're a little bit more intense. And you know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is by week 1, you got to be up to speed a little bit more. But I'm absolutely not going to put this in the, see, this is more proof column because of a preseason game. I'm not doing that. This, if you want to make a case for Matt LaFleur doesn't get his teams ready, you're not going to be allowed to use preseason. I'm very sorry. I will throw it out of court immediately. As the judge, that will be thrown out. Inadmissible. You can use as much regular and postseason stuff as you want. I would encourage you to weight it toward the more important games if you actually want to take it seriously. Preseason, 0 weight will be put on that. 0. I'm not doing it. So let's just wait. Even like week 1. Oh, they didn't show. See, week 1. Okay, well, freaking, yeah, they should have been ready week 1. I get it. But at the same time, I know that this is how it works. I understand that some teams are going to be more ready than others, and I understand that it takes a long time to freaking rev up and get up to where it's supposed to be. I don't know how many years in a row I watched the Patriots first few weeks and thought they're done, the dynasty is dead. They're done, they suck. And then they win the Super Bowl again. And then next year, I fall for it again. They lost all their receivers. Oh, look, they lost week 1. They look lost. Their guys can't catch. Their defense isn't that good. Ha, 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 ha. You suck. Ha, 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 ha. And then they get better and better and better and better. And by the time the playoffs come, they've obviously won enough games to get in it. But more importantly, they are the best team in football at that point. And then they go on to win in the playoffs, and then they go and win the Super Bowl. That's ultimately what we're going to be looking for throughout the season. And I can promise you, by December, regardless of the situation we're in, if anybody says, yeah, but what about week 1 preseason? Just saying those words is going to make you feel really stupid, or at least it should. So, let's not, not yet. All right? We'll see how the season goes. If it's another season of, boy, this team sucks, and they're not, we need to start looking at we could possibly get the number 1 overall pick, and then by week 10, they turn it on, and they get really hot, and, it's a closely contested thing. Well, will they get into the playoffs? And I'm sitting here going, well, technically, they're the best team in football right now, which is really, really good. Which, it is really good, but also, frickin' why do we have to wait till week 9 and 10 every single year? And then it doesn't matter because they crash and burn by about week 17 for some random reason, so they were only hot for about 4 or 5 weeks. And by the time they get into the playoffs, I can't decide if they're the best team in football or the worst team in football because I don't know what the heck is going on. If that's what happens again, yeah, I don't know what the heck we're supposed to do. I really don't. But we'll have that conversation then. Does that make sense? That's where I'm at. I mean, obviously, again, fan how you want to fan. Do what you got to do. That took a long time. Why don't we take a break? We'll come back. We got Nico from Idaho. Hello? Hello?
I was even thinking I could park right there and make it. I was even thinking I could park there and make it closer.
You park there?
There you go.
Yep. Hello? Nico, did you park your car? Did you park it good? What? Anything? Any other nuggets? Fast forwarding? Ooh. Okay. Appreciate the call, Nico. Always love the butt dials. It's a good time. Do you guys have me as like, I don't know, how do we get that so often? It must just be like the last call or something. It just, I don't know. It makes me feel super cool and popular. Like, it's just, first thing that pops up on my phone, Packernet After Dark, every time. Beer Cheese Benny, what's up?
Hey Ryan, Beer Cheese Benny here. About to listen to your episode about why preseason panic makes you a bad football analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing the title made me want to make this call. So I pretty much don't watch preseason. Every once in a while,
Sure.
I'll watch it, and part of the reason I don't want to watch it is because, one, I don't want to have to be watching the game, going to Twitter, and seeing all the people freaking out.
Yep.
Oh, the receivers still fucking suck.
By the way, that's also probably a great exercise for people. If you can pull yourself away, I'm going to watch the game. I'm not going to not watch a game. But if you can pull yourself away, I have a feeling not watching it and then watching people react is going to make you think that everybody's an idiot. Because you're not going to have that emotional response of having seen it and not being able to disconnect. Like, I think we all struggle with that, where I'm angry. I know I'm not supposed to be, but I'm super pissed. But if you don't watch it and you're like, whatever, we lost a preseason game, who cares? And then you see people freaking out. Like, guys, don't we know you don't freak? Like, how do we not know this? This is football fan 101. You don't freak out or overanalyze preseason games. Like, well, you should have seen it. I don't need to see it. We know the rules. Follow the rules. Like, well, this is different, man. This is super. No, it's not different. I promise you this is not a unique situation. Unless we're talking injuries, it's not different. You know the rules. You're not allowed to panic.
Wow. Like, holy crap, dude. It's one freaking game and and then also on the reverse side of it, people are like, oh, see, I knew he would be good. I knew he would be good.
Right.
Again, it's one game. And I don't like to watch preseason because of this. Because, one, I mean, I'm very much a person who overreacts quite a bit. As you guys all know from me calling into the show. So, like, I don't need to be stressing out about my football team when it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? And I don't like it. It's like people are like, we should have Sanders. Like, now everyone's like, see, he should have been drafted. He should have been drafted earlier. So, like, no, that's not what this means. So please knock it off. But, yeah, I mean, sure, receivers need to catch the ball. And apparently Golden was, like, really a bright spot for guys to catch the ball. Dobbs is still pretty good, but, like, I don't know, dude. It seems like the guys that aren't catching the ball are just, I don't know. And, like, for the most part, what I was seeing, it was pretty good throws. Like, maybe there was one that was, like, not a very good throw. So I guess you can have some solace there and seeing, like, okay, Love's making some better throws. Again, he didn't really play that long. So, I mean, it's not enough of a sample size, you know? I don't know. I think Packers, like, social media is just the worst when it comes to, like, reacting to things like this, or just things in general. Like, I think a lot of things get blown out of proportion.
Of course.
So, I don't know, dude. Will I watch the next preseason game? I don't know. Maybe if I got nothing better to do. Like, I'd rather watch the Brewers right now because they're the freaking best team in baseball, baby.
Yeah.
And freaking watch NASCAR, dude. Like, because
No, I'm not
matters.
doing that.
But anyways, yeah, speaking of NASCAR, check out my podcast, NASSholes Podcast. Find us on YouTube and Spotify. Please subscribe. Would appreciate it. Anyways, go Pack, go. Everything's going to be fine. Stop being so doom and gloom.
Sorry, I meant to say, yes, I love NASCAR. Check out the podcast. NASCAR's great. Aaron, what's up?
Hey Ryan, this is Aaron. Just wanted to kind of give my thoughts about preseason game 1.
Sure.
I didn't call
sooner because I wasn't exactly sure how to voice it, and you did it perfectly this morning on the podcast where it was
good.
just like, I'm one of the positive fans usually, right?
Sure.
And so you got it, you nailed it on the head with fans like me who are like, the only reason I say it's only preseason is because of the very negative fans who nitpick every little thing and whatever. And so you kind of described exactly how I was feeling as far as, you know what, Dobbs and Heath haven't been the ones that have the drop issues, right? So I'm not as worried about that. That wasn't an issue to me. And, like, a lot of the problems that we have seen, like, for example, Heath isn't going to be our wide receiver 2 as well, right?
Right.
But there was one glaring issue
the injuries he might
that I
be
have seen the last few years that has been very consistent, and that is Luke Musgrave stopping and turning around for no reason. Like, I've been, ever since last year, I've been kind of done with Musgrave. I don't even care about the injuries. That's not what bothers me about him. He seems like a liability whenever he gets on the field. I don't know, but
I know.
He seems to me like he's the 4th best wide receiver on this team, and that's only because we haven't seen enough from like Johnny Lumpkin or something, you know. That is my big takeaway from this game. Is what do we have in Musgrave? I don't think we have anything, to be honest. To be completely honest. But anyways, beyond that, like you said, it's things that we have seen from players that haven't been an issue that I shouldn't be worried about. Does the team need to show up more prepared? Abso-flippin-lutely they do. I 100%. Like that, the way that they came unprepared is not good. But here's the positive that I have from all of it. You know what? I would rather have this game right now. I'm not saying that the rest of the preseason is going to go great, but I'm just saying I'd rather have this game week 1 of the preseason, right? Rather than week 3 of the preseason, where the first 2 weeks of the preseason look great, and then week 3 happens, and we poop the bed going into home at Lambeau. I'd rather have this game right now rather than later on. So we'll see how it goes. I guarantee you the team's not going to take it lightly. Oh, I'm going to hit 3 minutes here.
Part 2. By the way, quick question. Did we win week 1 last preseason, and does anybody care? Like, if that was my counter argument for the fact that actually Matt LaFleur's teams are very prepared because they won, wouldn't that feel stupid? And if you think it's a stupid argument, I would just say, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, I don't think the team, like this team is clearly not going to take it lightly. A lot of fans on social media, especially on Twitter and Instagram or whatever, because those are the main ones I'm on, so that's the main ones I see. A lot of them a lot of fans seem to think that the team doesn't know what issues they have.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see what we see.
Right,
It's
super
almost
stupid.
like, oh, they're completely in their own little world. It's just like, no, dude, like, even more than what we know as fans, the team knows. The coaching staff knows. Do you think that Romeo Dobbs is going to just say, oh, I dropped the ball, cool. And also, you know what? Romeo had 1 drop, right? But this is what a lot of fans seem to forget. Sauce Gardner, who broke up the ball, is not a bad corner. He is one of the premier corners in the league. And he broke up a pass on Romeo. It's not like Romeo Dobbs was going up against some scrub. He was literally going up against Sauce Gardner, one of the best corners that there is in the league. I don't know. That's just kind of it's not that the Packers don't have a monopoly on good players. Other teams have those.
Well, negative fans
Even
seem
the
to think
Jets.
we need
The
to have a
Jets have good
monopoly.
defenses. The Jets have good players. Like, do we not realize this? I'm sorry, but I don't know. But anyways, so I just think like the coaching staff and the players definitely know what they need to work on, and they're going to work on it. Like they know what's going on more than us fans do. They know what was called. They know what they need to do. But anyways, going forward, I think things are going to come together. There's no point in being super negative right now. That's kind of the point of when I say preseason doesn't matter, because preseason does matter. But this is where you want things to happen. This is where you want things to go wrong. And you can figure it out. I'd rather have these errors now. Anyways, I'm going to head out now, so bye. What was I going to say? I was going to suggest a movie.
Bye
I
was
can't
good.
remember what movie that was. Shoot.
That's all right. We got part 3. I'm guessing that's what we're heading towards. Part 3.
It's me again.
Hello.
Garrett. I just remembered it's not a movie recommendation,
Okay.
but I just wanted to kind of talk about like something involving The Office.
Okay.
So for the past few years, there's been like rumors of an Office spinoff.
Yes.
About a newspaper, and then it also has Oscar Nunez starring as Oscar Martinez again, just at a different location. That's finally coming out. It's called The Paper, and I'm super excited about it. It looks really, really, really good. I think it's coming out in the beginning sometime of September. That's just a newspaper, and like where Oscar, he left Dunder Mifflin, and for some reason the same documentary crew followed Oscar to this newspaper. But anyways, I'm gonna call back as that show comes out, but I wasn't sure. You probably have heard about it, but I wasn't sure if you were aware that it was coming out, and I just wanted to make you aware that it was coming out. So that's that. That was the not movie recommendation that I was going to offer up, and I can't. I may be wrong because I said that it might not be good or whatever. But it might not. But in my last call, I said that it probably wasn't very good. But no, it's honestly probably going to be phenomenal. Anyways, so I'm going to go now. Go Pack, go. Yeah. Oh wait, that's another thing. That one video that the Bears fan tried to oh yeah, look at Jordan Love as a quarterback, when it was like this dude from
just nailing
20
shots,
feet, 20 yards away or whatever, probably more like 20 feet away. This trash can, this garbage man that was drilling all these throws into the truck and not missing one, and they were perfect throws from far away. And this Bears fan tried to be like, "Hey, look at Jordan Love." It's dude, what? Thank you? Are you what are you trying to say here, bro? I don't know, if that's Jordan Love, hey, that's pretty dang good. What are you trying to say, that garbage men are less than us? No, dude, garbage men are cool. I respect the heck out of them. So thank you for this compliment, Mr. Bears fan. Anyways, now I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah, so the context is a garbage man from a long way away is launching garbage bags into the back of the garbage truck. And Bears fan says, Jordan Love at quarterback. Now, I'm guessing in his not super deep, complex mind, he saw trash and just thought, yeah, trash quarterback. The problem is, it doesn't really work, because the trash in this case is what he's throwing, so the trash would be a football, so that doesn't work. You couldn't even say trash receivers because it's a garbage truck. I mean, you could say the receivers are a garbage truck if you really wanted to stretch it. But you specifically called out Jordan Love, who is a garbage man. That is shockingly accurate, which is the entire point of the video. So I have no idea how in the world you thought that was going to be a dig on Jordan. Big, massive swing and a miss on that one. They're not super smart, though, It's just how she goes. Let's take our final break. I don't think we've done that yet, and we'll do Drew and Green Bay. We'll play his call is what we'll do. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ryan, it's Drew from Green Bay,
Hey.
and just some thoughts about the preseason game. I was actually really sick, so I was kind of fading in and out of consciousness.
Oh,
and
boy.
luckily, I couldn't sleep the whole time, and then the crappy Packer game put me to sleep in the second quarter, which was pretty weird because it sounds like we got our act together in the second and third quarter.
Yes, you saw the worst of it.
And then I woke back up, and we fell apart in the fourth quarter. So, again.
Thanks a lot.
I guess it was kind of my fault for if I would have been sleeping the whole time, we maybe would have played better. But it wasn't all bad. I do want to point out too about some of the drops is we got some rain, and the rain was really bad. Like, my dog actually woke me up because he got so scared of the windows rattling from all the wind and
There's
rain.
flooding everywhere too.
That was
in
going on,
Wisconsin
and
right now.
normally he doesn't. He likes thunderstorms normally, so it just kind of shows you that the weather was definitely a factor, I think. And I also, just because we played poorly doesn't mean it's not all bad. Like, that's just something to learn from, and it shows that I think we should have played our starters. They didn't play well. This is a wake-up call, and they can, I think we'll see practices that are more elevated in energy, and it just seemed like, even on defense and stuff, the underneath stuff, we weren't reacting quick enough. It's kind of like we're going through the motions in practice, but things just weren't being read quick enough, and you don't really see that until you go up against another team.
Exactly.
And maybe Matt LaFleur just needs to, in the future, elevate the tempo of practices.
Yeah, or maybe not. Because again, there's a benefit to going at a slower pace. If you come in cold and you go 1,000,000 miles an hour, first of all, the risk of injury goes up, the risk of fighting goes up, and your working on fundamentals is extremely difficult at a really rapid pace. There's a reason you go at a slow pace. It's to work on fundamentals. If the only drawback is the other team is going to be at a faster pace in week 1 of the preseason and are going to make us look like we lack energy, who gives a crap? Who cares? If it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do. I mean, if you want to try it, you can try it. But I'm not going to do the wrong thing because I really want to win week 1 of the preseason. No.
To simulate games better or something. Or, maybe it's just a process and we're early in the stages of the process. But, yeah, it's ridiculous for anybody to go and say, this means anything for the outcome of the season. But I was a little disappointed in the preparation for the game, and I know it's preseason. I'm not expecting playoff or even regular season form, but I didn't even think that was preseason form. That was pretty ugly at times. So, multiple fumbles, multiple drops, just huge holes up the middle. I'm really worried about our defensive line right now.
Don't go there.
We're getting blown up.
Don't do that in the preseason.
The line from what I saw. So, hopefully, Clark and our starters can play a lot of snaps, and we don't have to go deep into our rotation, or we can.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000% until the very end. I mean, if you had concerns already and this didn't help that's fine. But you can't, watch a couple snaps of our defenders, again, as you've already laid out, just not up to snuff in terms of the energy intensity with where the Jets are. And again, maybe the Jets are doing it wrong. Maybe you got this Lions guy in there who's killing these guys, making them go 1,000,000,000 miles an hour like they're doing in Chicago, and it's really sloppy practices, and it's leading to injuries, and it's all this stuff. But you know what? In the preseason, man, they're smashing guys who are not up to your level. That's great. The problem is you're not practicing well. And when it comes time for the season, everybody's intensity reaches that level. Everybody gets it. Okay, this is how fast I need to play now. But who's been practicing the fundamentals? Maybe not the Jets. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying this as a matter of fact. I'm just stating that we need to think a little broader about maybe why we're doing things, and maybe why things happen the way that they did. not to completely dismiss it, but again, if it comes down to good practice, bad preseason, or good preseason, bad practice, I choose good practice, bad preseason.
Hey, Drew from Green Bay again. Part
Whoops.
2.
Oh, yeah, that is part 2. We're right.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just think, it'd be nice if we could find a defensive lineman on someone else's squad that, pay attention to who gets cut and all of that, or I don't know, a 7th round trade or something. Just some rotational guys, because I just don't feel like we have the rotation right now, the depth of the rotation. It seemed like all get first and fourth quarter. I don't really, I didn't watch the second, third quarter too much, but it just seemed like all game that I watched, there are huge running holes.
No.
So I'm really worried about that. But anyways, go Pack, go. Have a good day.
You must have been sleeping through all the good parts, because the defensive line actually got really good. And not only were they stopping a lot of the runs, a lot of them were behind the line of scrimmage. Like I even pointed out in the PFF review, the amount of stops, tackles that are a negative play for the offense, was shockingly high. It was very, very high, meaning tons of tackles short of where the offense needed to get, lots of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. There was a lot of really good stuff from a lot of players. Not everybody, but a lot of guys actually looked really, really good. And keep in mind, I think this is an area where the Packers have actually improved a decent amount last year compared to what we've seen in the past. I mean, run defense, I don't think last year was nearly as big of an issue as what we've seen maybe throughout the last several years. Not even just picking on Joe Barry. I mean, this has been an epidemic. Aside from the Super Bowl winning years, we can't stop the run ever. But I thought last year they took some pretty big strides in that regard. I think pass rush was a bigger issue, and even that was limited to the first half to 3/4 of the season, and certainly got better. But yeah, I mean, if you look at kind of where I'm at with run defense, I'm in a pretty good spot. And then going into that game, yeah, there were a couple plays where they got gashed, whatever. Even in the beginning, if you listen to the podcast, I was talking dude, Stackhouse is just getting blown up. By the end of the game, the coaches were praising, and everybody's been praising Stackhouse for what a great game he had. And a lot of that is, again, even if he wasn't the guy making the play, he was probably the guy occupying a bunch of blocks so that other guys like Wooden and everything else can make plays, which is what we've needed for a long time. It's what we wanted Slayton to be, and he never was. And if he can be that, I think that's massive for us. However, to your point, if he can't be, we probably do need to find that, and that is somebody who could possibly end up getting cut, offers nothing by way of pass rush, is just a big body but is hard to move. Usually that guy will at least make a squad, but if not, certainly something to keep an eye out for. But it's not something I'm really panicked about at this point, and pretty excited to see the preseason play moving forward. See if Stackhouse can stack success. See what I did there? If he can do it again, if Wooden can do it again, because again, that's kind of the more important thing to me. Preseason, again, it means almost nothing, but when you start talking about consistency, I still don't know if I buy the Lucas Van Ness thing. But with every day that goes by that he is the best guy on the field, or one of, or certainly the best. I think he's been the best defensive lineman every day of training camp. Every day that goes by, it becomes more likely that it is real and less likely that it's a fluke. And so that's where the whole stacking success thing kind of means a lot. All right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it at that. We've got 3 calls, so that's not enough for tomorrow, Nico and Bramble. So, get your calls in. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
August heat and tempers rise. Twitter feeds are full of lies. One bad game, the sky is falling down. Keyboard warriors run this town. Practice speed and game day rush. Fundamentals in the hush. But we forget the golden rule every single year. It's only preseason. Hold your breath. Say things that you've seen. Jets are flying, we're standing still. Middle field's an open grill.